What's going on, everybody? Well, as you'll notice, I am not in my truck, obviously, and not at the house. It's weathering outside, and we got called in to be on campus to deal with all the precipitation, snow, sleet, ice, freezing rain, all that good stuff. Been here for about an hour, and when I came in, it was snowing outside. So yeah, so I'm here for the night, possibly longer. It just really depends on how much we end up getting. So yeah, I've been here many times late at night and in the evening, but spending the night here is definitely going to be a first. But let me take you, and we're going to go check and see what the snow looks like. So yeah, again, I've only been here about an hour or so, and it's only been snowing for about that long. Roads are already starting to get covered. I mean, it's definitely been cold today. It's like low 20s all day, and it's dropping, and we're supposed to be getting down into the single digits this week. So only time will tell. But it might not sound that bad for some of y'all that experience stuff like this, but for us here in Central Virginia, this is something else. And I think currently we're forecasted to get about 6 to 8 inches, somewhere in there. But the scary part is we're supposed to get almost an inch of ice, not tonight, but tomorrow night into Monday morning. But I guess time will tell. Yeah, this is going to be a first for me, actually having to spend the night here. Um, it's definitely interesting. Uh, I feel like I moved in with all the stuff I had to bring. Um, Give y'all a little look at all that. So I want to take the opportunity, since I'm just hanging here. It's about midnight. It's probably been 2 hours since I last picked the camera up. Ate some dinner, watched a little YouTube, just kind of kicked back and relaxed a little bit. But I wanted to take some time and just kind of introduce myself to all of y'all. As I am new, y'all don't really know a whole lot about me, but I was born and raised in Central Virginia, and that's kind of where I've stayed my whole life. You know, I've thought about moving away, different places, all just pipe dreams and just dreams, more or less. But I really can't think of anywhere else, unless I won a major lottery and I would go right down to the Florida Keys, buy a nice house with a canal and a giant boat. But that's a whole nother story. I'm roughly 2 hours from a beach, 2 hours from the nation's capital, 2 hours from the mountains. I have a major international airport here, Amtrak hub, you name it, we've got it, other than uh, professional football team or professional anything other than NASCAR. Um, but, but yeah, so like I said, I've been here all my life. I haven't really ever gone anywhere else. Just kind of moved around the Central Virginia area. Um, so yeah, tell me down below where you're from. You know, if you've moved around a lot, or if you've been where you're at right now your whole life. One thing we've already talked about is just how cold it's outside, and it's steadily dropping. It's dropped another 2 degrees since we walked out and checked on the snow coming down, which we're getting ready to go do here in a minute. But yeah, with the cold, one of my passions, hobbies, as you will, y'all haven't been introduced yet, and you will, and you'll see quite a bit of it because I'm a bit obsessed. But one of those things is RC World. Grew up flying airplanes with Dad and moved over to the car world just because you don't break stuff nearly as bad. You do still break stuff, but when you lawn dart a plane into the ground, there's not a whole heck of a lot left. So got back into the RC cars and trucks and buggies and everything, and my brother and I got into it, and it went from, oh, we're just gonna buy this, we'll have this one, we'll play with it, enjoy it, and maybe buy another one. It went from that to a full-blown obsession, and like I said, y'all will for sure see it. I have taken over a room and a half at this point with my RC collection, and I have from the biggest of the big to the small, and I have a closet full of ones that haven't been built, still needs to be built. Also, I'm not the builder. My brother's the builder. I just enjoy driving them. But that brings us back to the temperature. You can't really drive them around outside when it's cold like this and expect them to last very long, because cold plastic gets brittle and it breaks. So they're kind of hibernating for the winter time. Other than my mini crew people, we race those indoors, which I'll get y'all to one of those race nights here soon. The other thing that y'all will see, and you'll see video eventually of one of these, is I'm really big into photography. I started really young, going to air shows with Dad. Really enjoyed that. But Dad always had a camera in his hand, and I was that annoying little kid, like, ooh, let me try. And, eventually I think he just was fed up and kind of shoved the camera in my hand and was like, here, you do it then. He did take the time to show me just how to set the aperture and, the shutter speed, and, set it for the right film stock, because I'm old enough that we started with film. Everything was manual at that point. And so, yeah, he gave me the camera, and after teaching me a little bit, he just kind of let me go wild with it. Sorry, a little emotional. We'll go through that one in another video. I'm still working on that. But yeah, so from that point on, anytime we went somewhere, always had the camera in my hand. He would just kind of hand it to me and let me go wild with film, which, nowadays I'd hate to see what that bill looked like to get all that developed. But, at that point in time, it was just shoot, go to Walmart, drop them off, and an hour later we got to see what we got, kind of thing. And then that kind of continued on until I hit high school, and it tapered off a little bit. And at some point I was on YouTube, and I found one video that led to another, and eventually I landed on Peter McKinnon's channel, which that was an obsession all unto itself. And then from there I found other photographers, and it ignited the spark again, and I've been shooting ever since, trying to get better at it, trying to perfect things, trying different things. So yeah, I'm excuse me, aspiring portrait photographer, I guess you could say. But eventually I'll get y'all on one of our shoots and let you see kind of behind the scenes of what goes on. But yeah, so there's a little bit about me. Again, I haven't really talked much about myself yet, so I figured I would take that time to kind of introduce myself and say hi to y'all officially again, and hit that subscribe button, jump in the comments, tell me about yourself. What are you into? Just introductions. But let's go take a look outside and see what it's done. Again, it's been about 2 hours since the last time, give or take, but let's go see what it looks like. Well, as y'all can see, it's really kind of picked up out here, Sorry, one of our plow trucks going by. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's still coming down pretty good out here. Really fine snow, so I've always been taught that when it's like that, it's in for the long haul kind of thing. But yeah, growing up here, snow's always been a thing. Wintertime snow, we always wondered if we were actually going to get some. And most years we do. Some years less than desirable, but I don't remember a snowstorm, winter storm like this where it was this cold to start with. Normally around here, it's cold, but it takes the snow a little while to, cool the roads down and start sticking to pavement. It normally always hits the grass, sticks pretty quick, but it was so cold today. I don't know that it ever got above 25 outside today, but yeah, as soon as it started coming down, it started sticking. So we're not used to that around here. We're under state of emergency, and that's mainly for the ice that's coming in tomorrow. But yeah, this is kind of new for us, guys. I can think of maybe one other time in my life that it's been like this, and that was the mid-90s. We had a really, really heavy, nasty snow and ice storm right around Christmas time that set in, and I can remember staying in a hotel for Christmas and coming back to our house for Christmas morning and basically having Christmas by flashlight, just because the ice had taken the power out. But yeah, this is pretty good for us. This is right at about, I guess, 2.5 hours technically of snowfall. Again, sorry for the plow noise in the back, but trying to get the campus straightened up and keep it safe. We've got crews running all night, and then we've got another crew that I'm on tomorrow, and then the night crew will be right back at it. But yeah, it's pretty, and it's peaceful other than the plow. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for me tonight. I've got to turn in and get a little bit of rest for tomorrow. I'm gonna hit it and might watch a little bit more and kind of unwind, and I think that'll be it. So I'll see you guys later.